let's see if I can do this. My roommate is watching TV and it is really loud, so I don't know if you're gonna hear that in the background. Anyway, I got hurt at work. I crushed my thumb and it hurts. And I'm gonna put up pictures in the video of what it looked like. But basically I was working on an air press, and it's this machine where you have two buttons on the side. Something comes down and there's usually a die in there, or it's something that compresses something together, and the die will cut a circle in whatever you have below, and I work with rubber, so there was rubber below that. Well, I had such a small workspace, and I had two pieces of rubber stuck together. Thinking back now, I probably should have cut the rubber in half, which it was already cut in half, but it stuck together because we store it in a cold compartment, and when we store it in a cold compartment, it sticks together. So I'm trying to hold it, you know, with my thumbs right here as the thing's coming down, and I'm pushing the buttons with my pinkies, not even realizing my thumb is right under the die. Just crushed my thumb. Instantly freaked out, like, oh my gosh, this just happened. What do I do? And the safety guy had just walked by, and so I ran after him like, hey. Anyway, he cleaned up the wound and then took me to urgent care where they bandaged me up. Also got a tetanus shot. And the funny thing about that is I had cut my finger the day before, and I was thinking, you know, it's been a long time, 20 years since I got a tetanus shot, and I'd been thinking about it for a number of years because I had cut myself maybe 8 years ago on a rusty nail, and my jaw has been kind of tight ever since. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe this will help with that. And I went to the doctor that night and was talking, and the doctor was like, how much are you really into vaccines? And I'm like, well, you know, I'm kind of scared. I mean, you see those stories where people get vaccine injured, and you know, I with all the allergies I have, I don't know how my body would react to it. So I opted against it the night before. I went to the doctor the night before for a little cut, which he actually said, well, you need a major injury to get a tetanus shot. And I had never thought about that before. I'm like, yeah, this is a little cut. You know, it was on with a rusty razor that I use at work. And just so happens, I get hurt the next day. And it's a puncture wound, so I need a tetanus shot. It's like the universe is like, you need a tetanus shot. I guess maybe meant to be is real, because this is so bizarre. Just things like this don't happen. So I opt against a tetanus shot the night before, get hurt the next day, get a tetanus shot. Anyway, I feel fine. So as far as managing the pain for this, they gave me 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and something called Kefex, like 500 milligrams of that. I'm supposed to take 2 of those, and that's to prevent infection. Anyway, the bone is broken at the tip, and I have to go in tomorrow. They're going to put a splint on this. It's wrapped up like this, by the way, not with the brown stuff, because I'm allergic to latex, and that stuff has latex in it. So anyway, I thought it was going to be worse than it was. And when it happened, I thought it was going to be worse. I was kind of freaking out about it, and it doesn't seem like it's as bad as it was. So I'm really grateful for that. Nonetheless, a very scary experience. Anyway, yes, this is a lesson for me to, even though I go about my daily repetition of doing my work, I need to be cautious. And I am strictly a cautious person. I mean, when I was in junior high, I don't know if you can see, but I cut my thumb on the bandsaw. Talking to my friends, I'm all, hey. Thumb goes right through the bandsaw. You know, I see my friend's face, he's like, you know, I'm like, oh man. So I had to get stitches for that. So ever since then, I've been a very cautious person. And yet, this still happened. Pretty scary, but that's what's going on in my life right now.